Stone Ripper San Diego Pale Ale.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got yet another one from the Stone Brewery. American craft brewers. 9th largest in the USA apparently. And I picked this up because I've tried a lot of their stuff before. Quite liked it. Some of it is a bit dodge, but a lot of it, the majority, is pretty good. And this one is called Ripper. Now, again, I'm fucking 5 years old. I need to grow up. But apparently, the reason this is called Ripper is because there's a Australian collaboration with this. Well, not a collaboration. They've used Australian hops. They've used Australian Galaxy hops. Now, Aussie Galaxy hops, I think, are very nice. All the beers I've had them in before are quite nice. They've got, I'll go into the characteristics of that later, but that's why I bought it. And of course, Stone Brewery are one of the pioneers of the West Coast IPA style. They're based in San Diego. Well, they're not actually. They've got bases all over. Well, not bases. Fucking hell, sounds like fucking Kim Jong Un's prodigies. They're not. They're based in both coasts on the US of A. They've got a brewery in Virginia and they've got one in San Diego. San Diego, I think, was the original one. But they've been going since 1996. I like their ethics. They've opened up. They're the equivalent of, I think, of Brewdog. They've made their beer available in all the states in the United States. They've opened up tap rooms and restaurants in all of them states, but they've also made their beer quite widely available in Europe as well. And they did that by opening up a place in Germany, in Berlin. Sadly, that is no more. They've had to sell that to Brewdog, of all people. But I do like what they do. I like their ethics. You know, they help out other craft brewers. There's a film called Beer Jesus. If you want to see what Stone Brewing do and why I like them, watch that, because that's what turned me onto Stone Brewing and that's why I like what they do. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking crap and I'm going to start on this beer. I'm going to start talking crap about this beer. Right, so it's 330ml can. It is 5.7%. It is called Stone Ripper. They've called it San Diego Pale Ale. Now, it's got a sticker on the back, so it's hiding something. I don't know what it's hiding. Maybe this has been put on here for the US market. It's 355ml. Did I say it was 330ml? They've called this a 355ml. So that looks like so 12 fluid ounces, 355. I don't know. I'm not going to get into fucking imperial or metric measurements, but there you go. What does it say on the side? Drink fresh. A ripping swell of juicy hops. A swell of fresh juicy fucking happiness. Fuck's sake. A swell of fresh juicy hoppiness mellowed out by a nice malt backbone, leading to a crisp, complex finish. Ripper equals awesome in Aussie surf slang. Yeah, that's what the Aussies say. Ripper, mate. Strange bunch, the old Aussies. Yeah, it's brewed in the USA. Oh, this is saying, well, hang on. Brewed in the USA, stonebrewing.eu. I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt. But if it's saying it's brewed in the USA, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, best before, and yeast, of course. Best before seed base of can. 15th for the first, 21, so it's reasonably fresh. It's vegan. Yeah. Let's give it a go. Just before we do, I'll just quickly go over the hops. Now, bear in mind, when I go over the hops, I'll give you what the characteristics of the hops are. That doesn't mean to say that's what the beer is going to taste like, because you have to take into account the yeast as well. The yeast will make a difference. It can make or break a beer, in my opinion. And I think it's always worth bearing in mind that the yeast, how important that role that the yeast has got in the brewing of beer, really has. And it cannot be understated how important, you know, this, and there's thousands and thousands of different strains of yeast. So you can have two beers with identical ingredients, the same amount of ingredients, use two different yeasts, and you get a completely different beer. So that's how important yeast is. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on to the hops. Right, so it's got Galaxy and Cascade, right? Two well-known hops, right? Cascade, of course, American hop, very grapefruit, citrusy, and some floral notes as well. The Aussie Galaxy hops are quite interesting hops. They've got masses and masses of flavour, and they are potent hops. They really are. They've got quite a musky tropical fruit of like passion fruit and lime. You know, you get that lime bitterness and also apricot as well. That's usually where the Cascade really shines. And some people say that you get like a blackcurrant flavour. I never really got that from beers that have got Cascade in, but some people say they get that. I don't know, that's fair enough. And as I said, the Cascade, you know, that's a typical American hop, lots of grapefruit bitterness, and it's quite fragrant as well. You know, you use it for aroma too. Anyway, enough on that. Let's get this fucking can open. I've just reviewed the what was it, the Harbour Lager, and they're very surf influenced as well, and this is surf influenced too in the name. And to be honest, surfing never really appealed to me. I don't know why. I'm not sure. Just, I don't know. Just didn't, probably because I'd be shit at it. And the thought of me getting my fucking anemic paddy body out in front of a fucking beach full of toned fucking muscular surfers, and that's just the women. Yeah, it probably wouldn't go down well. Anyway, let them get on with it. Now, I don't know if this is going to be filtered, cloudy, or what. No, it's not. And I wouldn't have expected... Well, yeah, actually, I'm lying. There is a very, very faint haziness to that. But usually, the West Coast IPA is clear, darker in colour, which this is. And that is pretty in keeping with a West Coast IPA. So, I wouldn't have expected anything less from Stone, because that's what they specialise in, you know. If you want a good West Coast IPA, if you're a fan of the West Coast style, you know, they're very bitter, not much malt, all hops, filtered, full of flavour. Stone are your brewery for that. Right, there it is in a glass. Very, very slight haze to it. Nice, light carbonation, I'd call that. One finger foamy white head on the nose. I didn't get it out of the can, but yeah, grapefruit and lime, very nice. Oh, and there's a sweetness to it as well, like a peachy, mangoey style aroma too. This does smell intriguing, but very American. Let's get it down the hatch. Cheers. Oh, and there's some spice on there as well. I wonder where that's coming from. And there's the lime and grapefruit bitterness on the end. But there is malt there. I'm getting the malt they're talking about as well. quite complex. Interesting. Let's get it down again. Oh, that's nice. Now, some people might not like that because all the flavours are there, but they're not in your face and they die quite quickly. But what really surprises me is when they die, there's a fair bit of spice in that. Wow, this is going through the full spectrum. You've got initially lime and grapefruit bitterness. They call it key lime that you get from the galaxy. I don't know about you, but key lime pie, I'm not a fan of that at all. My missus loves it. I really don't like it. But there is that lime flavour in there and the grapefruit. That's what hits you first. Then you get the sweetness like peach, apricot and mango that come through on there. A little bit of passion fruit, but it's mainly them three stone fruits. And then of course you get the malt that they're talking about, which is supposedly meant to calm it all down, but that doesn't last very long. But as it goes down, you get a little touch of spice on it as well, like black pepper. That's what I'm sort of likening it to. Really nice. Very clean. Super smooth mouthfeel. I mean, I don't know what the carbonation is like in that, but that is smooth as a baby's Eris when it goes down. Head is dissipated. Could be due to the alcohol. It's 5.7%. So it's not a session pale ale. They call it a San Diego pale ale, which to me it's just an American style ale. They did make mention of this, saying it was similar to an IPA. I don't know whether it is or not. You know, IPAs from the West Coast, they're very bitter. Not much malt in there at all. So that really doesn't describe what this is like, because I can get the malt in there. There is a very subtle biscuit malt that you just get a glimpse of and then it goes. But it's nice. I can't complain about that. It's very nice indeed. Oh, a little bit of orange there now as well. That's interesting. Wasn't getting that before. And peach too. Fucking hell. I am liking this. I should calm it down really. Look, I'm fucking caning this. Oh, that's good. That's really nice. So what's the verdict on Stone Ripper? I like what Stone do. They're good. They've got very good ethics. They pioneered, along with a few other breweries, I'm not going to say it's down to them, but they've pioneered the West Coast IPA style. This stuff is very nice indeed. Plenty of fruity hot flavours in there. You've got a lot of, you know, the tropical stone fruit like peach, apricot. There's mango in there. You've also got a bitterness coming from like lime and grapefruit. But there's also that little glimpse of malt that you just think, oh yeah, there comes the malt, and then it goes. And what I was getting from the last mouthful was a nice bit of orange. And and peach as well. So yeah, really nice. That is really good. I think that's a fantastic effort from them. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. And I probably will buy that again. That is one of the good ones from Stone. I love what they do though. I mean, for fuck's sake, I've got one of their flags up. That's how much I like their stuff. And to be honest, it's rare that a brewery impresses me that much. But this lot, they have their moments. You know, they've done some shit. I'm not going to lie. But the majority of stuff they do is reasonably good. And I'll tell you something, this is a good one. So it's well worth an 8 out of 10. And I'm going to recommend it. If you're a fan of the West Coast style with a little bit of a twist, with an East Coast influence, but in the form of a pale ale, so you're getting a bit of, you know, you haven't got the astringency from the West Coast, the fruitiness from the East Coast, and a little bit of malt in between. Yeah, I like it, but it's a pale ale. It's not an IPA. They call it a pale ale, and it is. It's right. It's not a full-on IPA, American IPA anyway. So yeah, 8 out of 10, recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.